Hello everyone out there in YouTube land. This is Cyclonus coming with you with another video review. Today's review is brought to you by Buddy's Toys and Collectibles off of 2814 Thousand Oaks here in friendly San Antonio, Texas. Now today, as you can see, we are reviewing a figure that came out probably over a year or so ago from X-Transbots, the MX3 Saboteur Eligos, otherwise known to us as, and I had a brain fart.
Cyclonus.
And that was Buddy in the background. This is Cyclonus here. Now, as you can tell, got some really good artwork on the box, which I'm going to go ahead and show off. You know, showing off Eligos and his target master. Here we have, you know, the side where it shows courage above all things is the principal virtue of a warrior. And then we have, oops, the display on the back. And then we have his tech spec, which is reminiscent of the OG one. And then you have his profile here. So if you guys want, you can go ahead and put it on pause, or you can hear my silly self go ahead and read the you know, the bio here. But we're gonna go ahead and move on. Now move this back over here, and here we have Eligos. And it is a solid figure. Now I take the opportunity to go ahead and, you know, just hold on to it, test out the joints and everything. And like I said, this is a solid figure. Now focus on his face here, and it is very, very G1 show accurate, you know, to most respects. Got his gun here, his target master just right here, and of course you also have his other weapons, which you have his rifle here, which I may have him pose. In addition, you have this sword. Now I don't recall the sword ever being part of the continuity until the IDW comic where Cyclonus is holding a sword. And of course there's also a lot of other accessories, such as an additional face, some red bits. Of course I'll have to figure out what those are all about. And of course we also have a micro galvatron to fit in the cockpit. Now give me a moment to go ahead and set up the tripod on this, and then we will go ahead and check on the articulation, the posability of this figure. Alrighty, so here we are with Eligos, and as I said, he is a solid figure just moving his legs so I can have him standing up. I mean, this is an awesome figure. I'm going to take off his target master off his hands. And one of the things about his weapons is they are stylized to hold like any masterpiece, you know, weapon. Like any masterpiece figure can actually hold this. I'm going to put that over there. And of course, you're going to have his hands here. And you've got posable hands. Every digit is posable. So, I mean, you can have them doing the Vulcan hand salute. You can have them, you know, flipping an Autobot off, you know, all that fun stuff. course. There we go. Yeah, just geeking out here. Anyway. Alright, so let's go ahead and see what's going to happen here. Okay, so again, there's Eligos doing the Vulcan hand salute while he points a weapon at you. So, as I stated before, we're not going to do too much with Eligos, mostly because since this figure's already been sold, not to me, I don't have the liberty of going ahead and posing it, or at least transforming and everything, not for risk of, you know, upsetting the buyer. So we're just going to go ahead and concentrate on his posability, the articulation, and the accessories. So as you can tell, he does have, he can turn his head 360. He can look up, he can look down a bit, left and right. He does have a bit of articulation in his hands. His arms can go 360. He does have a bicep swivel. He does have a hinged elbow joint. And he does have full rotation of his hands, as you can tell from me twisting them. Each digit, as I mentioned earlier, is posable. So that's one of the good things about X-Transbots when it comes down to their fingers. I had that you know, that experience when I had Apollyon. The only drawback is that these fingers are very, very delicate. So if you knock them out, just be quick with your hands to catch it, because if you lose it and you don't know exactly where it went to, it's gone. So, now again, you got that it's got some really good ratcheting, soft ratchet, but ratchet nonetheless. And of course you have Cyclonus holding his hands. Now, you got that ratcheting leg. He can kick out like so, but because of the weight of his feet, it will stay there only for a certain amount of time. Kick forward, can kick so far back, but because of his backpack here, it will only go so far. There is a little bit of a swivel, but not by much. There is a foot tilt, but again, I think that may be due to transformation, a toe tilt. And the same thing goes here for the other leg. And it's very ratchet. And of course, he's got the little, you know, front skirts there. And stand him up. Try and get his hands posed. So there we go. Alrighty. So again, we got his main primary gun. We have his rifle, which I'm going to go ahead and just pose him up on this. And I'll have him holding it like so. And I'll bring him a little closer so you can see where he's at. He's looking towards his victim, going pew, 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 pew. And of course, I'm going to take his rifle and bring in the target master that he was holding earlier. And of course, we can have him holding it like so. And he's going out to hunt someone down. Or I can have him holding it like so and bring out his sword. If I can get it hooked up in here. Whoa. Now, there we go. So he's got his sword there. Now, like I said, normally I'd probably go all out and go for the transformation. But like I said, this is already a purchased item, so I'm not going to mess around with it. Now, if I'm able to be lucky enough to purchase one myself, I would go ahead and do so. Now, one thing that I don't know if anyone's noticed yet, but I'm pretty sure it's been reviewed before. Oops. And that is the light piping. Now, he does have some light piping that should glow the eyes out a bit, but at this point in time, I'm not even going to mess with it. But there he is. That is Whoa! Let's try that again. Okay. Alright, so there he is, ladies and germs. X-Transbots MX3 Eligos, otherwise known as Cyclonus. Alright, now let's go ahead and do some size comparisons. Now here we have, you know, Eligos here. Then we have, is that the Maniac King or?
Sovereign.
Oh, Sovereign, okay. Yeah, well, here we have with Sovereign holding the matrix of leadership. And then we have, I'm trying to remember his name here.
Scourge.
No, I mean
that will be
Andres. Okay, and here we have Andres, which is also from X-Transbots. And this, I mean, they really went all out to try and make sure this is cartoon accurate. I like what I see on here. And perhaps another time, I'll go ahead and video review that one. But I'm gonna pull back a bit, and there we have. Now, I don't know about you, but sort of like, seems like Eligos is a little bit taller than both Sovereign as well as Andres. But
it's like that.
yeah.
He's taller.
But all in all, you know, it's still, like I said, it's still a good figure. It's very posable. And if good fortune has it, I may go ahead and get one. Plus also probably get, you know, get another Apollyon just to keep it within the X-Transbots family there. So, but there he is, folks. As I stated before, MX3 Saboteur Eligos from X-Transbots, otherwise known as Cyclonus, the warrior, and his armada.